It's the Gear Tester, and welcome to my review on the original Clif bar. These are energy bars that come in a variety of flavors. They have so many flavors, I don't even know how many they have. I haven't bothered to try and count. But I have been attempting to do this review on this excellent product for over about a year. And that means that I keep buying Clif bars, and because I have them either in my car or in a backpack or they're around, and because I like the way they taste, I end up eating them. So there have been many empty wrappers thrown in the trash as I have done that, and that's been good because I've had the option to taste some of the different flavors which the Clif Bar company produces. And they do produce other kinds of bars. Here is a wrapper, and this review is coming up as well. This is a Builder's protein bar. I actually like the original bars better than the protein bars. And I've actually tried a number of different companies' bars, and the reviews on those will be coming out, so subscribe to this channel if this kind of thing interests you. There's some Tiger Milk and just the regular Power Bar, Performance Bar, and we even looked at some of these honey wafers and some of these Gatorade chews I've even looked at. So in the process of this video, I've eaten more Clif bars for this review than I would have because I keep buying them and eating them. Now taste is going to be one of the things I'm going to look at in these Clif bars, and taste is subjective, isn't it? What you like may not be something that I like, and what I like may not be something that you like. So I had a number of individuals try the Clif bars out for me, and the one flavor that I used for this taste test, and I had about 6 individuals try these out. The one bar that I used was the chocolate brownie, and I actually like the chocolate brownie bar. I figured if somebody can do chocolate correctly, they probably can't do any other flavors correctly. And so I think the chocolate brownie is actually a pretty good flavor from Clif bars. Some of the people I had try it didn't like it that much, but I liked it. And so I'm just going to give you some of the ideas, some of the words that came out of people's mouth as they tasted these. And I particularly picked some people that like all kinds of food. I also was specific in picking some people that are rather picky and that don't like a lot of things. So this may not be the way you feel about these Clif energy bars, but this is the way some people felt about them. Some of the words that were used to describe the texture was gritty, chalky. It kind of had a mixture of smooth and rough together. One individual took one bite of the chocolate brownie Clif bar and went over to the trash can and spit it right out. They did not like it. That was one of those picky people. One of the ways they described the chocolate brownie flavor was not very chocolatey. If they had been eating it with their eyes closed, they would not have known that it was supposed to be chocolate. They said the consistency was rather lumpy. One individual actually said that these chocolate brownie ones looked a little bit like bird droppings. So that was there are some negative comments related towards the Clif bars. I actually like them. I understand when you talk about the texture of these, it does have rolled oats in it. You can see right there. Organic rolled oats. And a lot of these have, like this one here, this is the black cherry almond. I'm going to pull that out just to show you what it looks like. You can see there. It does have some kind of lumpy texture flavor there. This is actually made with oats and figs. And I think what people are talking about when they describe the Clif bars as tasting kind of lumpy or kind of a mixture of smooth and lumpiness is the fact that it has these oats in it. And we're so used to, in the United States, having a candy bar that basically is one solid consistency, that to have different pieces in it is kind of strange. Out of the flavors of the bars that I've tried, that I've really, probably my favorite has been the apricot flavor. And I haven't tried a lot of the flavors because there are so many that Clif produces, but I grabbed this apricot just on a whim and tried it, and I really liked it. This is actually currently my favorite flavor of Clif bars. It had, because I don't have it here because I ate it, but it had pieces of apricot that I really liked. Dried apricot in it. It kind of tasted more like eating a piece of fruit. It still has those organic oats, and this one actually had dates in it, you can see there, but I really like the apricot Clif bar. it's my favorite flavor, and it may remain my favorite flavor. I just really liked the taste of it. The chocolate's good. The chocolate chip is good. That's a good flavor. And, you know, this black cherry and almond, I mean, this one, they all have the same underlying flavor. And this chocolate, well, this black cherry and almond, I'd probably rate that about a 3 out of 10. I don't think the flavor is really good. But they all have basically the same flavor, and that's kind of this rolled oats flavor, this organic rolled oats. A little bit like oatmeal almost. And so that kind of tends to be the overriding flavor in these, in all of them, no matter what they're flavored with. But I really like the apricot, okay? And, you know, is this black cherry almond, is that a good flavor? Well, for me, it kind of tastes, and I'm eating it right now, it kind of tastes like the other ones that I've had. And that's not bad. I wouldn't want to eat Clif bars, or probably any of these bars that I've looked at. I wouldn't want to eat them exclusively for the rest of my life. I like more variety. But I like the Clif bars because of they're not like chocolatey, and they're not melty. Like if you leave these in the car at 110 degrees in your car, they're not going to melt into a pool. You know, they're not going to be right here. They stay in the same basic shape. Now they'll be more squishy and malleable, but they're not just going to be a puddle in the bottom of the container and be hard to eat. So that's one of the things I like about them. They have a unique flavor. If you hate that flavor, you're probably going to hate all of them because of that rolled oats and the taste that brings with it. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite taste, and that's okay. One of the things that I will say is you're going to need water. And if you can, throw in an apple. You know, you could eat 1 or 2 of these, and if you could eat an apple and throw in some water, that's definitely going to be something that's going to help you. And the reason for that is these contain a lot of protein. They vary between like 18 and 20% of the protein that you should have on a daily basis. And when you eat that much protein and that many carbs, you can say this has 44 grams of carbs in it, right? So that's 15% of your daily intake with like, I think, a 2,000 calorie. Say, you know, you got 240 calories, right? So that contains a lot of food and nutrients, and that's good in a really small package. But that means you're going to need some water to help wash that down. And I find that if I've got water, I can grab one of these. And one of the things, I was keeping these in my car to test them, to make sure, amongst the other things, that they didn't melt very easily in the car, and that was the case. They didn't melt very easily. But because I had them in my car, I'd be running, doing errands Sunday morning, or some other morning when I had very little time, I hadn't eaten breakfast, and I would grab these, and if I had a bottle, you know, some water to drink, I was good until lunchtime. And I think they do sustain a lot of energy, and they're a good product. I would definitely recommend Clif bars to you. One of the things that I think is interesting about the Clif bars is they do this, they give back 1% to the planet. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it down here and see if I can't zoom in on the packaging there. They give 1% to the planet. So that means, I think, out of the money they make, they give their money to some foundation that helps provide for the environment. And I think that's cool. One of the things that I'd say is, if that's your marketing ploy to get people to buy your stuff, I'm not too interested in it. Do it. Give money back. Help, you know, plant trees in areas that have been deforested. Help value national parks and state parks and things like that. That's great. But if that's just your marketing ploy to get me to buy things, I don't care. Do it and don't tell me about it. That would be really caring for the environment. I think sometimes individuals fall into this green marketing. People want to value and protect the earth we live in and protect the environment. And I think that's a great thing to do. I think that's an important thing to do. I want to leave the planet that I live in, this planet Earth. If I die, I want my grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren to have clean air and clean water. But I don't want companies to just say they're doing that so that I'll buy their product. I'd rather companies be good stewards of the earth and of resources. I like human beings to be good stewards of the resources of this earth. But if you're just doing it to market it on your wrapper so that somehow you get a government grant or something like that, or so that a specific subset of the culture buys into your products, I'm not that interested in it. Do it, don't tell people. That's what I'd say, because then you're actually doing it for the right reasons. Other than that, I like Clif Bars. I do like that they're giving back to some foundation. I do appreciate that, but I would prefer they just did that and didn't put it on all their materials and all their packaging. I think the Clif Bars are a great product to have in your car, in a backpack, to take on a backpacking trip, to have in maybe a bug out bag or something like that. It's a great product. It's going to give you a lot of energy, and I found that the Clif Bars did a good job of giving me energy when I ate them and giving me extended energy, meaning I didn't just get a sugar high from this. I was able to maintain my energy over a period of time, and that's good because I didn't just eat it and then get a sugar high and then need to eat another one. I could eat something like these Clif Bars and it would maintain my energy for 4 or 5 hours, and that's one of the things I appreciated about these Clif Bars, is I'd say they're kind of a slow burn. They kind of allow you to do a marathon rather than a sprint. That's one of the reasons I like these Clif Bars. Would definitely recommend them to you. Buy a couple different flavors. Try those flavors out. So buy one of each, or 5 or 6 flavors that you have locally. And then maybe you can find a couple flavors you really like. Like I know I love the apricot, and I know I like the chocolate brownie. And so that means that I tend to buy just those. But I've been trying different flavors that they have. Definitely would recommend them to you. Definitely think they're a good product to have. Something that you can grab and go and eat in a survival situation. Maybe the electricity's out and you have no power and you have no gas, and it's been hard to find food that's edible because the refrigerators and things are down. If you had a supply of these, you could definitely sustain yourself along with other food for a couple days, and you would be no worse for the wear. A couple days later, you'd be enjoying life again. So I would definitely recommend the Clif Bars to you, whether you're going to incorporate them into a kind of a long-term food storage situation. They'll last them about a year or so. Rotate those out, or whether you're just going to have them in your car, in your backpack, and have them close by, just to snack on even. Clif Bars are a great product. They have a lot of different flavors. I'm sure you can find some that you like, and I would recommend them to you. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. My goal is to produce quality video reviews on shooting, camping, and survival gear. Clif Bars, Clif Energy Bars are a great product. They fall into that camping and survival gear categories. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. This is the Gear Tester signing off.